Hey everybody, it's Dave with No Chaser, and today's topic is going to be about coping, or the the pursuit of trying to learn how to do you know, one of the big things is when you've been drinking or doing drugs for a long time because you're cool. Um, when you've been drinking and doing drugs for a long time, you don't need to learn how to cope because basically it does it for you. And it I always think of it as this, like, if your coping skills is a muscle, your muscle just atrophies when you like become addicted to a substance. Because I mean, you could become addicted to a substance just because you're chasing the feeling, like, I just want to feel the high or the drunk, so like I'm not necessarily self-medicating, I just want to produce a feeling. And then, it can go into, well, now I have bad feelings, I want to make bad feelings go away. um, the thing is, it's like a la carte, like drinking, like, the abusing chemicals just does everything. Like, it covers all the bases. So if you want to produce feelings, if you want to make feelings go away, if you want to be numb, if you want, it does all the things. So when you are without, you have to learn how to produce those things, or how to deal with the certain feelings that you have. And like, I know that I really thought about it, and I was like, I have coping skills. I know that I've leaned on the bottle quite a bit, but I can, I know how to talk to a friend, or I know I take walks in nature sometimes. But when I really thought about it, it's like a lot of coping skills is stuff that is not like an actual activity or something that you just go out and do. Like, a lot of coping is something that's just done invisibly, because, like, you know, you look up online and you try to find ways, therapeutic ways of like dealing with negative feelings, and it's like, you know, exercise, do coloring books, talk to a friend, learn how to dance, learn the salsa, all these, it's certain things that are activities, like go for a walk. But a lot of life is dealt with when you're already doing something, when you're already at work, like when you're with friends or family, the high stressor times. And it's not so much where you just go, time out, I'm gonna go fly a kite, because you're talking about money and finances in a weird way that makes me feel emotionally agitated. So, but it doesn't work that way. So part of the coping is like how you deal with something that is happening, like in real time, and you just kind of take a step back and handle it. Um, I'd be stressed out at work, and I would, I feel like a certain deadline, and I would just feel the weight of it, and that sort of anxiety would just build up. And I would think, like, well, I'll use my coping skills. I'll make a nice hot cocoa and I'll watch a good movie. I can't do that. Like, I have to be at work. I have to do these things. So how do I cope while this like negative energy is happening? And that's really when drugs and alcohol would kick in, baby. Like, that's when you catch a buzz or catch a high, and then it would just shoosh all away, all those, like, that negative energy, or that like cloudy, bad, dark clouds of depression and thoughts, swirling around your head. And so like, as of now, I mean, this is not a super advice channel. This is just like me trying to figure things out. Um, like, breathing is one thing where it's just like, ugh, we're really gonna talk about breathing, like breathing, but it truly is helpful. Like the box breathing, where you just breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, blow out for 4 seconds, like something to keep your mind attached to that. Or, like, one thing in particular, like as far as coping goes, is that just being around people is really important, because I know that I don't have enough bandwidth when I'm around people, because you're like engaging and interacting with them, that the mind doesn't have free reign to just like go crazy. Like there is not enough, it has to use some of its functions to be paying attention or listening or, noticing things. And so when it's doing that, it's not thinking all the crazy certain thoughts. And I know that like that isolation is a huge way that if I have anything like bad going on, like when I'm in a situation where I am not doing anything, I feel bad. I want to drink and I want to use, and that's when you go on the list of like flying the kite or coloring book or doing whatever. That's when you really want something to kick in, and if it's not working, then reach out to have somebody just basically agree to do something to pull you out of it. I mean, that's essentially what I try to do, and sometimes that won't happen. You won't be able to call that person or find that plan, and so a lot of this stuff has to be done like preemptively. And I know that a big thing for me is that I was busy, and like when things were going well and I was accomplishing a lot and sober and clean and everything was kind of like, I was at where I felt I was living life the way I should be. It was, I had scheduled stuff, and I had like busy days, and I, not overly busy, but I had stuff to look forward to in a sense, to where I, wouldn't like almost didn't have time to just sit around and let my mind eat itself in a certain respect. So, like, and like, I go back to the coping where you're, let's say you are with let's say you're at work and you have something on your mind and you can't handle it right then and there, and it's just like gnawing, it's eating at you, a way that you can try to dispel those thoughts is just doing the hyper focus thing. I know like mindfulness is, it's always one of those things where it's like, you know, damn it, they keep saying it over and over again because it works. And why not an easier thing that works? But truly, the mindfulness, like those practices, not just of like meditating and like, getting all nice and cozy and relaxed, but like attention and focus on something, like being able to like just laser focus onto something is really helpful in a sense, because again, when I talk about like that idea of coping with bad thoughts and bad feelings and bad emotions, it's not so much just you're by yourself. Maybe you're in a car and you're going to a place and you're feeling like the world is ending, anxiety, or you're just really really sad and feel really really alone. It's in those moments where you can't really do anything else, and you have to resort back to something where you be mindful and you create a happy place. And all of this stuff that I know has to be done in a preventative way. Like if you just try to like pull it out right at the moment, and it's kind of like trying to build a fire extinguisher as a fire is happening. You already want one to be built and be there when the fire happens. I don't know. That's the best I could come up with. Anyways, if you like my videos and all this stuff, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or don't. I don't know. I'm just glad you watched it. Other than that, be well.